Good morning and welcome to today's edition of Quarantine Kitchen. Today we're going to mix it up and make a different cuisine. Let's see if you can guess which cuisine we're going to be making. So Mr. B, what's your favorite color?
Red.
What's your favorite car?
Ferrari.
Where are your favorite beaches?
In Puglia.
What's your favorite Roman dish?
Cacio and Pepe.
And what does that translate to?
Cheese and pepper.
Very good, thank you. So would you like some Cacio e Pepe for lunch?
Sì, grazie.
Okay, give me 10 minutes and I'll have something whipped up.
Ciao ciao.
Ciao ciao, arrivederci.
Ciao.
Okay, so let's get started. Now, what we're not going to tell Mr. B is that we're making a vegan version of Cacio e Pepe. So instead of using cheese, we're going to be using cashew nuts. So we start with 1 cup of cashew nuts, which we soaked overnight. I always put things out the night before. I just find it easier to think about what I'm going to cook the next day and do it the night before. But if you haven't done that and you want to make it immediately, then just soak the cashew nuts in 1 cup of boiling water and they'll soften in about 45 minutes to an hour. So let's get started. Here we have the pre-soaked cashews. We're going to put all of this into a blender. I'm using the Vitamix just because it's a little bit stronger than my conventional blender. So that's 1 cup of pre-soaked cashew nuts, 3/4 of a cup of filtered water, one teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is really good. It's got huge amounts of B12 in it, which is a little bit more difficult for vegans to be able to get hold of in the different types of foods that they have. But not only that, it has 8 grams of protein per 1.5 tablespoons, as well as 250% of your folate, 130% of your B12, 480% of your B6, tons of iron and riboflavin as well, and it's very low in calories. It actually tastes a little bit like cheese, and so it's normally used to add a cheese flavor or as a substitute for parmesan. So actually those are all of the ingredients that we're going to use. We're going to mix that up and then taste it to see if we need a little bit more pepper, given it is a cheese and pepper dish, or a little bit more nutritional yeast. And then we're going to add it to the pasta. Just going to mix it up a little bit here, and I'm going to add the lemon juice, which I forgot. So that's 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice. Hopefully that will help it blend. If it doesn't, I'm going to add a little bit of more filtered water, or you could add a little bit of the pasta water. Now you can see it's getting very nice and thick and creamy, so we're just going to check for the consistency. It's thick, it's like cream. I'm gonna mix it in like this because I want it to have that creamy texture, but if you wanted it to be a little thinner, then you could always just add a little bit more water and just reblend. Before we do that, we're gonna taste it. Actually, that's spot on. So here you can see it's very creamy type sauce. Now I'm going to add the pasta. The pasta that I'm using here is Banza pasta, which is made of chickpea and pea protein. So a cup and a half of that takes about 8 minutes to cook on a simmer. and then just put a little bit of cold water over the top as you drain it. It has about 26 grams of proteins for a cup and a half. So between the nutritional yeast and the bands of pasta, we have 26 plus 8 grams of protein, so that's 34 grams of protein in one pasta dish. And that isn't including the cashew nuts. This portion size is definitely enough for 2 people. If you gave it all to Mr. B, he would eat the whole thing, so you just have to portion control him. For serving, what I like to do is to add a little bit of dehydrated olives. I made dehydrated olives the other day, and all you do is exactly kind of as the title suggests, you take some olives and you just cut them a little bit, and then you put them in a dehydrator or on the lowest setting of your oven until they're dry, and then crumble them, so it's kind of like an olive crumble. It adds another salt layer as well. So I'm going to sprinkle that all over the top. And I'm actually going to add some pea tendrils. Pea tendrils also high in protein. And it just gives a little bit of fresh crispness as well to the dish. And there you have it. Vegan cacio e pepe with sprinkled dehydrated olives and pea tendrils.